In the new NIL/transfer portal era of college football, there are going to be players who bounce around and are able to stay in college for a while, for better or for worse. The COVID extensions really made it to where college athletes were kind of able to stay in school for seemingly 6 to 7 years if they played their cards correctly, and that's exactly what Dillon Gabriel did. Gabriel played for 3 different teams in his collegiate career, but spent his last season at Oregon, where he was uber productive and was a Heisman finalist in 2024. And a quarterback class that isn't exactly super strong, how high could Gabriel be taken in the 2025 NFL Draft? That is what we will be discussing in today's video. But hey guys, if you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Also, be sure to check out my Patreon page, where for just $5 a month, you guys will get exclusive access to my in-depth draft guide and big board, with over 500 prospects and scouting reports. There, you will be able to find all the measurements, combine and pro day numbers, and advanced analytics you guys need in order to be successful this draft cycle. Leave a comment on this video and let me know which players you guys want to see in a future spotlight, and without further ado, let's take a closer look at Dillon Gabriel. Gabriel started his collegiate career at UCF. He spent 3 years down in Orlando before transferring to Oklahoma, where he spent 2 seasons. Last December, Gabriel went to Oregon as a grad transfer, but his last 2 years have been absolutely phenomenal. In 2023, Gabriel finished with 3,655 yards, 30 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and had a 68.9% completion rate. In 2024, in his only season with the Ducks, his numbers were nearly identical. He had 3,854 yards, 30 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, but jumped his completion percentage up to 72.3%. He's been very productive, but can it translate well to the next level? Well, I think the first thing that stands out with Gabriel is his fantastic throwing mechanics. The ball absolutely zips off his fingertips, and he has some solid arm strength. He has a really nice deep ball, and on throws of 20 or more yards, he completed 56.3 of them. He throws the football with such fantastic touch, it could put the ball on an absolute string. He's a really accurate quarterback as a whole, though I would argue he has the best ball placement of any quarterback in the entire draft class. It reminds me of Michael Penix from time to time, and just how beautiful some of these deep balls look coming off his hand, and the way he is just able to fit it through a needle. He doesn't put the ball in harm's way, he makes good decisions, and the ball flying off of his left hand just looks so beautiful. Gabriel is also a really solid athlete. He's got mobility, and teams have really been able to tap into that as a runner throughout his college career. On design quarterback runs, he has some solid wheels, and overall shows the ability to escape the pocket, throw on the run, and he's a solid athlete for the quarterback position. One thing that could be viewed as a strength, but also as a weakness, is Gabriel's experience. Gabriel has thrown over 2,100 passes throughout his college career. He brings experience and leadership, which is really positive. But on the negative side, he's 24 years old, which isn't exactly ideal for a quarterback you'd want to take highly. It'll be interesting to see how teams view his age at the NFL Draft and how much it affects his overall ceiling. On the other end, I worry about the physical tools with Gabriel. The arm is good. It's not great, however, and the deep ball, while it looks pretty at times, it's got its ups and downs. His athleticism as well, it's good, but I wouldn't say he's an elite runner of the football, and also his size is pretty underwhelming. He's listed at 6 foot 200 pounds, but measurements at both Oklahoma and UCF had him at around 5 foot 10. He's a smaller quarterback who doesn't have any elite physical traits, and that's going to push him down boards naturally, and without the age to go along with it, it's going to be pretty difficult for Gabriel to be selected highly. A couple of other minor notes I have with Gabriel is that I think he tried to throw the ball across his body way too often, And that's just not going to work in the NFL against better defensive backs. I also think he needs to be lighter on his feet, and there are times where he looks really stiff in the pocket. Lastly, I think he needs to do a better job in tight areas. In the red zone and press coverage, he has had his struggles throughout his collegiate career, and he does struggle to go through his progressions, and that has to improve in the NFL. Dillon Gabriel is a good quarterback, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's a franchise quarterback, and I don't think he will ever be a starting quarterback at the NFL level simply because he doesn't have elite traits. But with his experience and his ability as a design quarterback runner, I think he could play in the NFL in certain packages. He's my number 7 quarterback in the draft class and my number 145 overall prospect. In terms of a scheme fit, Gabriel is a pretty versatile prospect because he has played in a variety of different roles in college. I think a heavy shotgun, RPO style scheme similar to what Oregon ran is what will suit him best. He's great in the short to intermediate areas of the field, picking defenses apart, and I think that's where his ceiling will be maximized in the NFL. My player comparison for Dillon Gabriel is Stetson Bennett. Bennett was a great college quarterback who didn't have a lot of elite tools, was undersized, but was drafted in the 5th round simply because he brought experience and high football IQ to the locker room. Gabriel is a better athlete and probably has a better arm than Stetson Bennett had. I think his ceiling is slightly higher, but that's ultimately the comp that I landed on for him. Dillon Gabriel has that dog in him. He's played a lot of football and has been a very productive college quarterback. In the right situation, I would take Gabriel down the board, and ultimately, I believe that Dillon Gabriel will be a day 3 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft.